G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. Like, comment and subscribe. And yes, you are here today because it's a big Australian derby. Brumbies versus the Waratahs. After losing the first outings here in Sydney, the Brumbies had a bit of a revenge plotting going into this game. But yeah, I thought the Waratahs did really well at the start of the game. It looked like this was going to be a very close one. Lots of physicality out there. The Waratahs were just smashing the Brumbies left and right, especially early in the first half. We had Jose Swatli'i. What is the middle name? Asuku Swatli'i. Doing actually a really good job this week. Another big improvement, I think, from his previous outing. So a couple of things that the Waratahs did really well, especially early in the game. They were able to bring Swatli'i into the game from the fullback position as a runner instead of just fetch the high ball, right? Instead of just putting the ball up in the air and then get him to try to chase it down. They did a much better job in this game to bringing up into the attack line and creating some space, sending him through some weak defensive areas and yielding some great results. He scored a try from a nice line-out play where they kind of like fed him the ball at the 10 channel after the line-out was, like kind of like a fake maul was set up. And yeah, worked like a charm. It showed to me that the Brumbies did their homework. They looked at the Waratahs did their homework. They started where the weaknesses are. The Brumbies 10 and 9 channel is a little bit weak without their forwards in terms of defense. Lolosio and Lonergan, both not that great tacklers. And when you're so close to the line, you have a big boy running at that channel at speed. Very often, you're going to get yourself some forward momentum. And yeah, it was a really clear indication that the Waratahs did their homework there and did exploited there and sending their biggest weapon Asuku Swatli'i into the fray for the try there. Really well done and showing a lot of promises there. In addition, like I talk about, the physicality was absolutely brutal, especially in that first half. Just big haymakers on left and right. Looked like there was a shoulder charge Swatli'i on Lolosio. Wasn't really looked at. Shoulder tucked, but yeah, Super Rugby, you get away with that. But if it was the Lions tour with the European referees, they'd be more than happy to send you off for a 5-week on the sideline for that. So yeah, regardless of that, this was a much better performance from Swatli'i. I think, the tackling, some of that, the style that he brought on was very rugby league-like, and I think that might get him into trouble a little bit. I think Dan McKellar really needs to have his coaching staff to try to get him out of those habits, especially that shoulder charge on Lolosio. It's just purely just a rugby league kind of habit sort of move, not really a cynical sort of thing or anything like that, just how it is. And I think that they need to make a better, the coaching staff need to make a better attempt to try to get him out of those habits. With that being said, the Brumbies had a really good game plan. So Tom Wright, the other 15 on the Brumbies side, did a tremendous, absolute excellent job. He, didn't score a try like Swatli'i and wasn't talked about as much by the commentary. But I thought Tom Wright was absolutely outstanding tonight. He was able to, slot into the attack line voluntarily, spotting where the space are, and then, getting himself in space and creating space to his wingers, and then get massive forward momentum down the sideline, and then the Brumbies using that forward momentum to snowball with that forward pick and go, short board, crash ball style to get over the try line. A number of tries were scored because of this. Brumbies going wide, usually with Tom Wright finding some kind of space, and then getting that forward momentum, Waratahs scrambling back for defense, just pick and go, using that momentum for the try. Really well done, Tom Wright, I thought, and his kicking game as well. Actually did some kicking game, whereas Swatli'i, I don't think he did any kicks tonight at all. So a much more rounded 15 overall for Tom Wright in terms of performance, and I think he was the big difference in the Brumbies, especially in the second half in terms of winning this game. To be really frank with you, I know the forwards scored a lot of the tries, but he was the one that created the absolute opportunities to start off the forwards rumble momentum to begin with. So really well done to Tom Wright. Big tick there for him. Outside of that, I thought the Waratahs were also a little bit impatient in their attack. So there were a number of times where the Waratahs, especially in the second half, inside the Brumbies half, and they just grubber kick the ball away, almost like a rugby league style. Hey, it's a fifth tackle. Let's do a grab a kick into the goal area and see if anybody can get there for a try. They did a few of those, didn't really have the patience to build more phases. And yeah, in addition, I thought the physicality was really good, but I thought the scrum was pretty even. The 2-point came on, did get a scrum penalty advantage for the Waratahs. The line out wise, I thought was the Brumbies had a better line. The more setup, did a bit better in structure, but pretty even overall. It wasn't too crazy, crazily one-sided either way. But yeah, I think ultimately, in my opinion, this game difference came down to Tom Wright. I think Tom Wright really did a good job in the second half, and the Brumbies was able to keep that physicality all the way from start to the finish. And Waratahs, unfortunately, the reserves came on and just did not keep up with the brutal physical contest that was displayed in the first half. So yeah, this is also a kind of bit of a plaguing issue now for the Waratahs, not able to follow that with the same intensity, the same physicality. You can see it in the second half, the breakdowns, the Waratahs like just committing like one person to the breakdown. Everybody's already waiting to cap for the next carry. Nobody had the urgency to try to, get in close to the breakdown and potentially look for an opportunity for a pick and go. And you can just see it, like the players weren't that committed to the battle nearly as much as they did in the first half with the reserves. So let's have a look at the match stats of the game. 6 strikes to 3 to the Brumbies, 556 run meters to the Waratahs, 394. 160 carries for the Brumbies to the 111 for the Waratahs. 19 turnovers conceded for both teams. 147 tackles for the Brumbies, 23 missed tackles. 176 tackles made for the Waratahs, 31 missed tackles. A little bit high there for the Waratahs in terms of the tackle completion rate. Kicks in play, 32 for the Brumbies, 28 for the Waratahs. 2 missed conversions for the Waratahs as well. 1 miss for the Brumbies. Nobody kicked penalty goals anymore, so that is really, really good to see. 917 kick meters from the Brumbies. A lot of that is just like managing. I thought the Brumbies managed really well some of the kicking game. 831 for the Waratahs on the other hand, losing the battle a bit there. 18 lineouts for the Brumbies, only 2 lost. 10 for the Waratahs, 2 lost as well. Lower completion rate, 0 scrum loss for both teams, 5 for the Brumbies, 6-1 for the Waratahs. 7 penalties apiece, 1 yellow card for both teams. Jake Gordon got a yellow card for a shoulder, no arm shoulder to the leg, lower leg of Rob Valentini. I actually thought, normally they don't call this as a yellow card, but I actually thought they should. For a long time, I thought they should call this a yellow card. They used to be just a penalty because this is actually quite dangerous because you're literally shoulder charging into someone's kneecap or maybe just the quad area. It's really easy to basically dislocate their knee doing that if you land it in the right spot and also wrong spot rather, and also that even if you don't hit the knee, just like smacking someone on the quad is really easy to cause a quad injury as well. I've actually had that myself playing rugby. I've got copped a massive shot on my quad, and in fact I think it wasn't someone like using their shoulder, but it was me like cleaning someone out, and then my quad smacked into someone's knee on the ground, and there was a dent in my quad, and it was basically a torn quad from that. It was just an injury from impact as well. So you could definitely cause injuries, and I think finally I think the referees are waking up to that and making the right decision for that to be a yellow card. And finally, there was 1 yellow card against Tom Hooper at the end for the Brumbies for repeated penalty. No, it wasn't repeated penalty. He's just cynical. He just like scraped the ball off the ground in the ruck, right in front of his goalpost. Really, really cynical there. So absolutely no question. That was a yellow. So anyway, let's quickly recap on the game. So the Brumbies started off with a try really early in the game. They had a penalty, and they went for the line out. They went for the maul. Just nice little backline play. There was Ikitau got like the ball to him, and then backdoor ball to Lolosio. Lolosio threw a massive long ball over the top to Corey Toole. Right out wide, going in for the try. 5 points to 0. 8 minutes into the game, Jake Gordon gets sent off a yellow card. 9 minutes in the game, there was a line out. There was again for the Brumbies another nice maul. Got pretty close, pick and go, and then Len Ikitau got amongst it like a forward. Gets the pick and go try, 12 points to 0. 80 minutes into the game, there was a freebie from the Brumbies. Lolosio was kind of had a little bit of miscommunication with one of his with his the guy that was passing in the ball. Lottie was running away. Lottie was running away, and then the ball was kind of like lobbed at him, and then he was kind of like in an awkward position, and then Langy Gleeson saw this, reached out with his basketball looking long arms, grabbed up the ball and ran through for a freebie. 12 points to 7. 23 minutes of the game. Again, the Tahs did their homework. They had a penalty, moved the line out. The ball came out. Joseph Swati, there was a fake more. Joseph Swati crashed into the 10 channel and got in for the try. 12 points apiece. Just before halftime, Brumbies really wanted to kind of like get the upper hand in this, back and forward heavyweight bout. They had a penalty, moved the line out, and then the ball, Billy Pollard looked up and there was no one there, and so he peeled off from the maul and just ran through for the try. 12 points to 9. Second half, 45 minutes into the game. Again, Brumbies starting rolling on with some momentum. So again, they went wide. I think Tom Wright was involved with this. Just forward momentum and then just stop. They go wide first and then tighten up in the forwards. Just start jamming down around the rocks. And then Alan Alatoa pretty much got to try every week nowadays with the pick and drive. And he just pummeled himself over for the try. 12 points to 26. 48 minutes of the game. Again, Brumbies went right with Tom Wright. Got the ball, showing the ball to the defenders, and then kind of like, linked up with Muirhead. And then Muirhead got kind of pretty close to try line. And once again, the forwards start piling in, pick and go. And then it was Corey Toole, I think it was. No, it wasn't Corey Toole. Yeah, I think it was. Oh no, it's Billy Pollard again. Pick and go, winning for the try. 12 points to 33. After this, the Waratahs started bringing on their backs as the reserves, and they only kind of just fell off even further. 57 minutes of the game, there was a knock on from Corey Toole. So this was a weird situation. The Waratahs actually had a knock on. Kind of like Corey Toole was going for an intercept right in front of the Waratahs goal line, and he dropped the ball. And then the Waratahs, Edmund got the ball. He kicked the ball down the field, and once you kick the ball away, the knock-on advantage is over. And he went up to try to pick up the ball, and he knocked the ball on forward himself. And then I think there was someone else. I think this was Corey Toole. Scooped up the loose ball, ran back. There was no one, and all the Waratahs players was not sure what's going on. Probably thought there was a advantage. He ran through for a freebie there. 40 points to 12 after this. And then finally, last couple of minutes, the Waratahs got a try on the board. There was a scrum inside the Brumbies 22 right in front of the goalpost. Tupou gets the penalty advantage. The ball just went out. Nice hands over the top. Edmund to Andrew Callaway. Allen win. 14 points to 19. The final score. 14 points to 17. The final score for this game. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I will be catching up with some rugby later on the Chiefs game, and definitely have a look out for the Moana Pacific game tomorrow, I think it is. But yeah, really, really busy. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Cheers.